Hi everybody, and welcome to Saturday Solutions. I'm Katie, and you are at Katie MoonChild's World. We come together on Saturdays to see where we are, where we've been this week, where we've been this month, yesterday, an hour ago. It's up to you. And then we look at where we want to go. What are our dreams? What are our goals? And then we find a roadmap to get us from where we are to where we want to be. And then we find out which chakra is blocked, because that is part of fixing and staying on the proper road or proper path to get where we want to be. So, and then we pull a card from Spirit. I welcome you here. If you're new, I am so excited to have you here. If you're one of my subscribers, you know I appreciate you. Oh my gosh, do I appreciate you. You give me your time, your energy, and your focus so much. And I know how valuable your time is to you. And take time away from your family and your friends to spend time with me, and I greatly appreciate you. Thank you. I want to thank Sienna Rose for a wonderful, oh, what a great time we had, for a wonderful Light Workers Roundtable on Thursday night. That was so much fun. Thank you, Sienna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sienna Rose Metaphysical is welcome on my channel anytime. You have an open invitation, my friend. Come back, please. And let's see, what other housekeeping do I have? Oh, yes, this coming week on the Lightworkers Roundtable, I'm excited to welcome Herc213, our buddy Jay. He's going to talk to us about what he does to bring his vibes up. Should be very interesting. He's into yoga and essential oils and animation and music, and we're going to have a great time. So if you are just new to my channel and this is your first video, this Saturday Solutions, I welcome you. There's many other kinds of things on the channels. I do 2 lives a week. I do card review videos, and there's even some grounding videos on a playlist on my channel that you can use to maybe ground yourself if you're feeling quite frazzled. So at this point, why don't we get started? The decks that I use, 3 of them are created by Colette Baron Reed. We will start with the Mystical Shaman deck to show our current position. It's a beautiful day here. You can probably hear the birds. Decided that having the window open today was exactly what the doctor ordered for this. So I waited until it was daylight this time. What's our current situation, please? Ooh. Oh, and as usual, this is all for entertainment purposes only. In case something, I'm not advising you to do anything with politics, gambling, your health, anything like that. This is strictly for fun. This is our first card, gang. Wow. Looks like I need to turn on a light, I'd say. Still kind of dark. But yeah, this is the Seer card. This is where we are. We're seeing a lot. Oh my God. And as the months ahead come, we're going to be seeing so much more and so much clarity. I'm looking at this Seer in this card. It's looking down. Pay a lot of attention to directions. It appears to be looking down at the cougar. This card says something to me very personally because of the cougar. I'm very oriented to a cat. I'm a cat person. Actually had a cougar give me, a living cougar give me a message that changed my whole life. This Seer knows more than the average person. But it appears that this Seer isn't really looking at what he knows. He or she knows. While this focus is kind of forward, it's looking down. So much has happened. And believe you me, as a Seer, there are things you don't want to see. But you have to. Because you can't stop it. You know what's happening. The Seer is seeing a lot of red. That's symbolizing blood. Been a lot of blood spilled. A lot of very innocent blood spilled this week and the last couple of weeks. The thing that's positive about this card is the number 45. Numerology, that is the number 9, which means we're nearing completion of the cycle. I am so glad to hear that. So much information is coming out right now. We all have to be the Seer, and we all have to discern what information is pertinent to us and what information is pertinent to our country, but most of all, what information that is happening really, how does it affect us directly? And if it directly affects you, you have to do something. Whether it's you becoming more adaptable, or if it's something you don't want to happen, you work hard and appropriately to make sure it does not happen. And if that means casting a vote, better yet, make sure everyone around you can cast a vote. Let's see. So that's our current situation. We're seeing a lot. And we need to look through the eyes of the Seer. You know, as a Seer, you have to become where you don't absorb the energy of everything you see. If you do, it'll defeat you very fast. As an empath, I not only see things, I feel it. So I can't look at images of war. I'm even having a difficult time watching animal shows where one animal kills another animal. I'm very sensitive to violence right now. Even in my own anger. I've been very proud of myself. I've had some things happen to me recently that I normally would go off on, and I didn't. I managed to hold my temper and to breathe and to take 2 steps away and come right back with a different point of view that ended up in one situation, well, 2 situations, with me walking away. And now the load's lighter. Amazing how that happens. We convince ourselves so much that we think is important. And in the scheme of things, it's not. There's a card turned up the other way in here. What card is that? Oh, I see. Somehow we ended up with a map card in with the Shamanic Dreams card. This is the Shamanic Dreams. We're going to check and see what is our hopes and dreams. What are our goals for the future? Even if the future is, when you finish watching this video, going to get another cup of coffee, or going out to lunch, or going to play some sports, or staying home and watching a movie. And see what our hopes and dreams are. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. You know, got a full moon tonight. Today, I think it probably happens at something like, I don't know, lately it's been happening at 11 o'clock in the morning in my neck of the woods in Pacific time, so I didn't look that up. What is our current situation, please? Very appropriate to be following this first card. Heart, home. What are you focused on? What are you seeing? You're seeing outside stuff. You're seeing how to fix, oh, my neighbor needs their lawnmower or this tree trimmed, or their car won't start, or my car won't start, or, oh my gosh, look, those people aren't going to the church I go to, or look at those people. We're constantly comparing and seeing things, and we're judging on that level. Everything on the outside. You do the same thing when you get home. This card's telling you, telling us we need to. Once again, we have another number 9. We're nearing a completion in the cycle, you guys. This is very important. Very, very important. You need to look in your own house. You know, you say you want, there's the saying, be the change you want to see. Let me tell you something about that. I'll go a little deeper on that. When you become the change you want to see in everybody else, it changes your perception on everything. And other people notice it. And they start to kind of fall in line with what you're thinking, how you're acting, what you're doing. They're curious. So as a seer, you need to be able to see inside yourself. For months. Months. I know since the summer I've been telling you. And I just started this channel in July. So I know I have been telling you, go within, go within, go within. Stop looking outside for your answer. Stop looking outside for help. Stop looking outside for abundance. And stop looking outside for other people to tell you that you're worthy or that you're good enough. Because validation like that is empty, because you have to keep getting it over and over and over again. I like to say, to me, validation is like a parking ticket. Parking is for parking tickets, basically. Kind of screwed up that quote, didn't I? Validation is like a parking ticket. Oops, I forgot to I gotta go get it validated so I don't have to pay. Anyway, this home looks very regal. A lot of metamorphosis happening around here. A lot of butterflies and moths and hearts. The eyes are wide open on this house, and it looks like this house, it almost looks like it's a pet or something with its door wide open. But as you look inside there, the door isn't open, it's closed. However, hanging here is a key. Key right there. See the key? Goes in here. There is, you can't, I don't know if you can see it where the keyhole is. It's right up there. Anyway, the key is compassion. We want to have a home that is full of love, compassion, and metamorphosis, growth. We want a house that is full of love and passion. That's what we want. That's where we want to be. That's what we want for our country. That's what we want for our family. That's what we want for our fellow human beings. Is a safe, healthy, happy, loving home. Home. A place to go to when things get scary on the outside. Why would you want to go look for answers on the outside when that's everything that's all messed up? Obviously, there's no answers there. Obviously. So how do we get from seeing what we need and seeing all this negative stuff going on? Okay. Death and destruction of war, and threats and anger. That's what we're seeing. We need a map to get to the compassion of the heart home, where we're safe, where all the answers are, where all the abundance is, and the gratitude, the passion, compassion, and metamorphosis. It all happens at home. It doesn't happen when you're out and about. We need a card. Please give us a map. Weather's been so crazy here. It was like in the 90s, then it got down to 73, and then it bounced back up to 83. It's like, and that's all within a matter of 4 days. Okay? We were in the mid-90s 4 days ago. Went from having, I put the heater away and brought out the fans. And then, now last night and the night before last, I was wanting my heater. But I just threw another blanket on the bed. Okay, it's sticking out. Oh my gosh, and it's another 9, and it's the 45. and it's the blue. We're dealing with emotions, war. It's not justified, in my opinion. But then, in my opinion, unless my ground, my surface, my land, which is an oxymoron, you don't own the land. The land owns you, believe it or not. All of that. War is never justified unless someone is standing in front of you getting ready to end your life. I've never been one who've supported war just to spread an ideology. Not all cultures work best in certain ideologies. So I don't believe in forcing it on people. This full moon, during the full moon tonight, embrace yourself. Hold on to yourself. Love yourself. And if you got a family member there that you can grab and hold on to, or a friend that you can hug, you're very, very blessed. You need to be grateful for that. Myself and so many, I haven't hugged another soul. Well, I have one other soul. Since April 4th, 2020. When I went into self-imposed lockdown. And I haven't come out yet, really. I haven't done anything like go out to eat or go to a movie. Or I go for walks outside. And I go to the store, grocery store, if I have to. Otherwise, everything is delivered. So my home and my garden is my life right now. I'm in my heart home. Only time things happen that are bad here is when my negative vibes bring it in. I know you're feeling emotion. I feel a lot of emotion. Oh my gosh, do I feel emotion. We are in the ending of a cycle. We really are. This sad embrace card. We need to embrace those feelings of sadness that we're feeling for what we're seeing. All of what we're seeing. I'll tell you what. You know what? I considered the source, but the insult was so deep. I don't think I can ever forget that I heard it, and I wish I hadn't heard it. But it's being repeated and repeated and repeated. And that's Marjorie Taylor Greene telling me that because I'm a Democrat, which I'm not, by the way. I'm an independent. But that I used to be a Democrat until 2016. But because I am a liberal, I'm a pedophile. That hits me real hard and real personal because I'm a victim of one of those. And how do you not have anger or wish that she would learn the kind of horror she is saying? She would never accuse someone of that, let alone a whole group of people. Ah, yes, she would. Shit, you pay her enough, she'll say anything. Anyway, I'm even embracing her with sadness because she is so close-minded and angry. She can't see because of that. She is blinded. She definitely has black over her eyes, as in a mask. Like, you know, sleep mask, can't see the daylight. So she can't find her compassion because she don't have any. There's no compassion there. She tries to pretend it's there, but there's no compassion there. Otherwise, if she had compassion, she wouldn't say such ridiculous, horrible things. For entertainment purposes. YouTube. Obviously, we got a chakra blocked. Chakra out of balance. These are the Kaleidodope cards. From Crystal Banner. They are swatches of chakra. And they look like little paint swatches. So let's shuffle and see. What chakra do we need to work with? What chakra is giving us issues, please? What chakra is out of balance, please? As a collective, what chakra do we need to work on? That's interesting. Got the crown chakra. And it's talking about psychic abilities. Sorry. It's the third eye. I'm going, why did that say crown chakra? No, I'm looking on the wrong page. Yes, I look in a book for this. I can't memorize this whole thing. At least not yet. I'm getting there. But when your third eye is out of balance, oh my gosh, you can't see. No wonder. No wonder we got the seer card at first. Because when your third eye is out of balance or blocked, it affects your intuition, your psychic abilities, your inner wisdom, your consciousness, and your awareness. When it is in balance, you have great insight, really strong intuition, emotional balance, self-awareness. Go ahead and feel that sadness that you're feeling. Feel it. Cry it out if you need to. Don't resist it. Clarity, once again, in the seer. Imagination. Recognizing signs and symbols and noticing patterns with clear vision. And when it's out of balance, you're cynical, you're closed-minded. Red and black mask on the seer. You're full of anxiety and paranoia, confusion. You reject your intuition. You're focused on ego. You're out of touch with reality. And because you're focused on ego, you're judging everything you see. People, businesses, just ridiculously focused on judgment when your third eye is out of balance. Now the stones to work with to get, to wear whatever, to get your third eye back in balance are all favorite stones of mine. First one, of course, labradorite. Next, amethyst. This is amethyst too. Just put that on top of that labradorite. You can't see it. There we go. Soda Light, which is blue and white. It looks like faded blue jeans. Kyanite, which I have some over on my altar. It's a pinkish color. What I have is pink and has black flecks in it. And Moonstone. Moonstone comes in many colors. Comes in a white color. The white almost looks like a white tiger, star sapphire. It comes in rainbow colors. It comes in, there's even one that's like the sunstone, kind of an orangey color. So, all depends, you know, which moonstone do you like? I would say for this particular reason, for your third eye chakra, definitely would go with the rainbow moonstone. Definitely. If you have labradorite or amethyst, you've got yourself covered. Okay? Then we'll put one of those in your pocket. Now the affirmations that you need to tell yourself that will help change your perceptions and open up your third eye. And when you are opening up that third eye, guess what happens? You will see psychic abilities. New ones. It's been happening to me lately. Happening in my dreams to the point of I'm having conversations face to face with people, but they're people in my chat. They're people I don't know what they look like, but I'm talking to them face to face. They're, you know, we're not online, we're in person. And I hear them telling me things. Now, some things I don't know if I'm dreaming it or if it really happened in a chat. So this is where I am. Confusion. Insight, see? Confusion. Rejecting intuition. That's where I'm at. So yeah, this fits. The affirmations that you need to tell yourself is, I am intuitive and connect. I nurture my spirit. I listen to my deepest wisdom. And I'm open to inspiration and ideas. You know, tell me something totally new. Give me an idea. Tell me something new. I'm in touch with my inner guidance. You're in touch with your compassion and your heart house. Wow. That's awesome. Let's do, for a message from Spirit, let's do the Earthcraft Oracle. Interesting. Fascinating reading. The cards saying a lot today. What is this card going to tell us? And it would have it be like last week and have 6 cards fall out. And then I had to like get the book out. And Spirit was like, no, this is your message. This is what I want you to know. What do we need to know? What is our message, Spirit? What do you want us to know? For the week ahead, what do we need to know, Spirit? Or if it's something we need to know about this reading, what? Tell us. Get, you're sacred. Message of this is Stop. Stop what you're doing. Listen. And look. Really listen. Read between the lines. When someone speaks to you, don't take them at total face value. Don't take their word as gospel. Because you like them, or you might agree on a political thing, or you might agree on something, or you might think alike down the road. You are just as important and just as sacred. Your opinions mean as much as theirs. Think for yourself. Sound bites never really do anything but get annoyingly old, being repeated over and over and over again. Remember your heart. We got 2 cards here that are talking about embrace. This card's telling you to hug yourself, love yourself. Because you're sacred, you're special, you're a child of God, you're a piece of God. Why wouldn't you be sacred? Why wouldn't you be special? And every single human being is that. Whether we agree or disagree with them or not. Whether they're a monster that murders many, many people or not. We all started out as an innocent baby. We started from a sacred place. That point of our birth is when we were given our individuality and our sense of free will. All of this is happening to us and happening around us because it can. Because of people's free will. That's what they focused on. That's what we focused on. Look what we created. What a mess we need to fix. This is the first step in fixing our mess. This is in realizing that each and every one of us is sacred. Each and every one of us is special. Each and every one of us has abilities. And most of us don't realize it yet. You will. You're going to realize it. All of these 9s in these cards, except for this one, which is an 8. Ha! Turn the 8 on its side. It's the symbol of infinity. Look at the spirals of life in this card. They're all over the place. They're everywhere in this card. Embrace yourself in the fact that you're magnificent and beautiful and special, just like you are. You don't have to change anything. Unless you're the kind of person that has the attitude that, yeah, I'm going to go hurt somebody. You better change that because you're not going to survive long. You're sacred. You're special. Everyone is. Even those nut people, quote unquote, nut jobs. Even those people who accuse you of stupid things out of complete and total ignorance just to get the microphone in their hand. Just because they're running scared. Because the light's shining on them, and it isn't shining on their positiveness, that's for sure. Hang out, wait, understand you're sacred. What we are going through is something that is a shift. It is something natural. It is something that has been planned. It has happened before, many times, and it will continue to happen again. Energies shift from minute to minute, day to day, year to year. Just like we change, just like our perceptions change. You know, you look back on a memory and, you know, I don't really remember it being, somebody else has this, talking about the same situation and the two of you went through the same experience, but the memory of it between the two of you is so different. You can be twins and, I don't know, rescue a bird. And that can affect, if that bird survives or not, will affect each twin differently. But they both saw the incident happened, that the bird got hit or hurt, and they rescued the bird together. And they did everything they could to care for the bird together. But one twin will be devastated by the passing, and the other twin will know that that is how nature works. It's the balance. It's the balance. That's why this 8 comes up in the double number 4. It's all about balance. As we're coming to the end of this cycle, the next number I want to keep seeing, I mean, we're at the end. It's time to start seeing some new things. I'm tired of cleaning house. I don't know about you, but I'm really tired of downsizing and cleaning up. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I thank you very much for joining me today. I hope this spoke to you in a way that maybe you'll know someone else who might get benefit from this reading, that you can share it with. And if you did like it and you're new here and you're not a subscriber, maybe you might consider subscribing. And when you do, hit that bell in the parentheses so that it says all, so that you let YouTube know that you want to know when I post something new on my channel. YouTube's not always real faithful on getting all those notices out, but they've been pretty good lately. A little slow, but oh, hey, I think we've all got a bad case of the slows. I know I don't do much very fast anymore. I started doing these videos and was trying to keep them at 15 minutes. And now we're getting 45 minutes in an hour. Lots to say, though. And apparently Spirit has a lot for us to know. I love you all very much. I thank you for being here. Have a great weekend and what's left of it, and a great week this coming week. Don't forget, tonight's the full moon. If you have crystals, put them out on your windowsill or out in your garden to absorb the moonlight. And don't forget your water bottle of moonlight. I have my crystal bottle, and that is getting filled with water and my intentions, and it goes in the moonlight tonight. So, I love you all. I thank you very much. Be kind to one another, but most of all, be kind to yourself.